Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Piazza, and welcome to another edition of What's the Buzz in Western New York, highlighting events in our community, interesting people, places, and features. Are you thinking about retirement or a retirement plan? How does your financial future look? Peter Hafner from Hafner Financial is here with some good advice. And how about putting some green in your backyard? Grabber Landscaping has some great ideas for your home. Are you and your family covered? Joe Macy and his team at Macy Insurance will work with you to make sure. Plus, Cheektowaga native William Fickner is back on the big screen, this time riding with the Lone Ranger. He'll preview this blockbuster film. That's all coming up on this edition of What's the Buzz in Western New York, right here on WBBZ TV. Hi, I'm Kim Piazza, and welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. Financial planning might seem intimidating or something only the wealthy can afford, but not so at Hafner Financial Group. They work with people on a variety of income levels to help you reach your financial and retirement goals. We're here with Peter Hafner. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kim. It's nice to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming. I know that you're going to help us understand more about retirement and more about what you can do for people so that they can retire. And I think that you have a goal for your clients.
Our goal at the Hafner Financial Group is to help you retire when you want with the income that you need.
And I understand you are independently owned.
Yes, we are.
You're a hometown Western New York business.
Yes, I am. I grew up in Cheektowaga, went to the University of Buffalo, and now I own my business in Williamsville.
So you really are embedded in our community.
Oh, yeah.
Invested in the people who live here in Western New York.
Without a doubt.
And being an independently owned financial group, you are not beholden to products in the industry. Tell us how that is a benefit.
Oh, right. That's a real important issue. Sometimes when advisors work at certain companies, they have what's called proprietary products. And what can happen with these proprietary products is if you buy this mutual fund or that annuity, and then you decide, for whatever reason, you want to leave that advisor and go to another one, sometimes the products will not transfer out. So you're held captive. So with us being independent, that's not going to happen to you.
And you're interested in building long-term relationships with your clients.
Oh, yes.
And I also understand that you have quite a diversity of clients, which is such a benefit to our community. Tell us about what that means.
Right. What that's all about is the trend in the industry is to focus on the largest clients, the people with the most money to manage. So when you hear the commercials on TV or on the radio, they're often looking for people with $500,000 or more. And I don't know about you, but it seems like most people in Western New York, maybe, especially when they're starting their retirement planning, they don't have that amount of money. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to be the alternative for Western New Yorkers, a place where they could go to do their retirement planning with smaller amounts of money, where we take just as good care of you, whether you've got $5,000 or $500,000.
Well, it's nice to know you're out there for us all, for everyone. And you also mention that we should treat our finances like our landscaping?
Yeah, you're referring back to an article I wrote recently. And I think it's a good analogy. Everyone knows, a lot of people aren't sure how to manage their investments or plan for retirement, but most people know how to manage the shrubs in front of their house. Every spring we have to go out there. We're doing it now. We need to go out and we need to trim those bushes where they've grown. And then where they're not doing so well, maybe we need to do a little fertilizing to help them grow. And that is exactly what we need to do with our investment portfolios. When they grow, we need to trim off the excess. We need to reinvest that money into the areas that haven't done as well. That's how having a diversified portfolio reduces your risk and helps you get the returns that you need.
And you are a certified financial planner.
I am.
That certification's important, isn't it?
It is important. It's not just because of the continuing education that I'm required to do every year, but also we have to go through a lengthy and challenging course of learning in order to attain that designation. In fact, when I took it back in 2001, when I took that test, fully 50% of the people who sat for the test would fail the test. So it's not just letters on a card. It really means something. And when you work with someone who's got that designation, they are held to a higher standard.
And you were recently appointed or elected for...
It's the Western New York Financial Planning Association. That's an association of financial planners, lawyers, CPAs, And our goal within the FPA is to help promote financial planning for the general public. And yes, I've been elected the president. I'll begin my term in 2014. And right now I'm the chair of the PR committee for that organization.
Well, that says a lot for you and your company.
Well, thank
to
you.
have that behind you, the president.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And I know that you offer a number of things in regards to retirement, but in regards to financial planning, that you are an investment advisor.
Right.
That if someone is looking for someone to manage their portfolio, or a fee-only planner.
Right.
Those are all things that someone can find with you in your group. Boy, Peter, it sounds to me that you have, from top to bottom, just about everything that we need to plan for our retirement. But when? When should I begin planning for my retirement?
Well, the time to start planning for retirement is as soon as possible. And it's really important today, even more important than it's been in other generations, because my father, he had a pension from Westinghouse. So he had some assistance in retirement to help provide the income that he needs. And Americans today are living, we're likely to have a 30-year retirement. And just think about what it cost to go to the movies 30 years ago versus today, and what will it cost 30 years from now. So since we don't have these pensions, it's really important that we provide for ourselves, that we put the money away today so we can provide for a rising stream of income from the time we retire at 60, 62, or 65 until we're 85 or 90 years old.
You heard it here from Peter. Start planning now. And I know that Peter and his group are going to be happy to help you. You can reach Peter and his team at Hafner Financial Group at 2813 Worley Drive, Suite 12 in Williamsville. Their phone number is 650-4151 and online at hafnerfinancial.com. Coming up next, putting some green back into your garden. Hi, I'm Kim Piazza, and welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. Do you and your family enjoy spending time in your backyard garden? But does the landscaping at your home have the look you want? You won't believe what the folks at Grabber & Sons Landscaping and Nursery can do to transform your plot of earth into something special. We're here at Grabber & Sons Landscaping and Garden Center with Danielle.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
And this is a newly expanded area here at your nursery. And I got to tell you, it's gorgeous. I could spend all day out here. It's just beautiful.
There's something for everyone. There's truly something for everyone who comes here. We have a very large selection of heuchera, coral bells, very good for foliage color.
I know that some landscaping places have guarantees on their plants. Do you have that here as well?
We do, especially for installs. If we plant anything, we definitely do guarantees at least a year or so if we do the installs, and most of our plants are that way.
So I don't even have to dig in the dirt. You'll come and put the plants in for me.
Yes, we do a lot of the install. We do any installs you want.
Now, Danielle, I would come into a facility like this. It's just gorgeous. Everywhere I look, I see something I love and something I want, but I can't design.
Yes, we have all of our nursery workers are very educated in perennials and annual designing.
So you can evaluate my space and tell me what's going to work?
Yep, people bring in pictures. You can give us an idea of how large your garden is, what kind of sun you have, and we tell you what plants will do great there. You give a plant what it wants and it'll thrive, and we know exactly what will thrive in your area.
That's really great. Oh, they're so pretty.
Yeah, we have a large selection of hanging baskets and the bags for shade and the sun. We have a large selection of vegetables. We get
Tomatoes!
We get in a lot of heirloom variety of vegetables.
Okay, I haven't seen this one, Danielle. It's called a lemon boy.
Lemon boy,
I thought tomatoes were red.
No, we have a couple that are white. We have some dark ones.
Oh, hey, are these the herbs?
Yes, we have a large selection of herbs. We have mint, there's sorrel, the basics, basil, mints, cilantro.
Danielle, where to next?
All right, I'll take you into the statuary. We have a large variety of statuary as well, which is in here. We have a large variety of statuary. We have the saints that everyone comes in for. just frogs. The buffaloes have been really popular lately. We get these buffaloes in. They're great for businesses. They're great outside. Shows that you're a true Buffalonian.
You have some serious fountains over here, Danielle.
These are large fountains. They get mortared together, so once they're there, they're going to be there. They're great for backyards, great for businesses, things like that. So.
And you do the install?
We do the install.
Okay, walk me around. What else do we have?
This is our organic line of fertilizers, amendments, garden soil, for the people who don't like the chemicals, that if people have children or animals and they don't want to use the Roundup products or very high chemical products, this is all the organic. Tree tone, bulb tone, rose tone, that's all organic, tomato tone, something specific for any kind of garden that you have.
Are these mini bird baths?
Yes, mini bird baths or mini bird feeders. It can be used either way. Very nice. This is all of our lawn products, and we have a lot of lawn fertilizers, the weed prevention, the weed killer, weed prevention. We have the big bags of the Shady seed mix and the Sun seed mix. We have the seed aid that you put on so that you don't have to worry about birds eating the seed.
So Danielle, tell us a little bit about the installation and the design. If I'm pulling in right up the street and I'd love to have my home landscaped, walk me through that process.
We do the full landscaping, the design, the work.
So you're familiar enough with Western New York if I tell you where I live, and if I can describe to you kind of the condition of my property, maybe bringing a few photos, that your staff's going to know what I need, what's going to survive, and then your staff's actually going to come out and take care of the installation.
Yeah, we do all the installations. We know what's best for your soil type, what'll thrive, what won't survive, what will survive, what'll do best in your soil type, the sunlight, all of that. So as long as you have an idea of what you have on your site, we'll know exactly what's good to put there and what will thrive and survive.
You know what? I'd love to see your trees. To the trees! JC.
What's up?
Where are we going now?
To the trees.
Okay, Danielle, this is another section of, wow, a whole lot.
Yes, this is our tree and shrub lot. We do a lot of special ordering for trees and shrubs if you need them. We have a huge evergreen section for the full sun landscapes that people need. A lot of ornamental things, the weeping larches, the standards of Colorado spruces. We have low evergreens, the very popular emerald arborvitaes that are great for the privacy. Everyone wants the privacy, so we constantly have the arborvitaes for a great privacy fence. We do a lot of fruit trees. We have a lot of fruit shrubs, raspberries, blackberries, apples, pears, you name it, we usually have it. So we have a great selection of trees and shrubs for anyone with a specific need.
Thank you, Danielle. You can visit the good folks at Grabber & Sons Landscaping and Nursery. They're located at 3242 Harlem Road in Cheektowaga. Call them at 893-2365 or go online at grabberlandscape.com. Coming up next, covering you and your family for life. Are you and your family covered with home, life, auto, or motorcycle insurance? Joe Macy and his team cut through the clutter to make sure you have what you need. Let's meet him. Well, hello.
Hi, Kim. Joe Macy. Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you
All
too,
right.
Joe.
Have a
I'm
seat. Make yourself
happy to be
comfortable.
here in your agency at the Macy Insurance Agency.
Welcome.
Talk to me. Tell me what you do.
Okay, what do I do? We are a independent insurance agency, and as an independent insurance agency,
An
we represent...
independent agency. What does that mean?
That means that we represent several companies. We're not a one-size-fits-all agency. We represent over 20 markets, so we have 20 companies. And what that basically does is gives the consumer the ability to shop the products, and we can customize the actual policy as the customer needs on an individual basis, as opposed to doing a cookie cutter and saying one size fits all.
I've heard that term, cookie cutter. Come to us, we've got a cookie cutter, take it or leave it kind of an approach. And you don't have that here because you're independent. You can meet with your clients find out who they are, what they need, make it work.
We do specialize in the personal lines area, your homeowners, your auto insurance, renter's insurance, condo insurance, landlords, ATVs, off-road, motorhome, mobile home. But we also do have business insurance, life insurance, and we do some retirement planning also. So we're a full-service agency with many markets to meet our consumers' needs.
And you're a hometown guy.
Absolutely. Lived my entire life in this community, so it's fun doing business in the community that I grew up in. See a lot of familiar faces. I do know the community, so I really have a good grip on what fits right in this community from an insurance needs. And having the markets available is a big plus for our agency.
I've heard that you're a small agency with large values.
Absolutely right. We look at every single customer individually, and we take one person at a time, and we try to customize and tailor a policy to their needs. We don't look at trying to group rates and get a lot of people in for big discounts just to fill the book of business. We take one customer at a time, and we, whether they're homeowners or they're renters or they're students away at college, we treat them all the same because we look to grow the business and maintain the integrity of the customer based on doing the job right the first time.
And this is not a cookie cutter agency because you're independently owned. So you know what we need in Western New York.
Exactly right. I'm born and raised here, and I've lived in this community my entire life. So I really do know what the customer and the consumer in this community need from an insurance standpoint. By growing up in this area, we pretty much do business with the folks that we not only went to school with, but the folks that we run into at the shopping centers. In fact, my whole staff has been born and raised in this community.
And then you have Package Plus.
Package Plus, well, we have a couple of different options with some of our carriers. When we do a Package Plus, we can tailor a policy that will basically cover the autos, the home, personal umbrella policy, boats, and those can be all incorporated into one policy as opposed to having separate policies, separate renewals. So the advantages are not only from a discount standpoint, but from an ease of billing and an ease of understanding and having one policy come in on an annual basis that you can basically pay over a 12-month period. So there's a lot of advantages to that.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, Kim, let me show you around the office.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Where to first?
Okay, let's go this way. Okay, come on out this way. This is our storage room. This is Barb, and she's our office manager, 20 years with me.
Nice to meet you, Barb. So you greet us at the door and send us on into Joe. And then Joe takes care of us.
That's right. Then you sit down with Joe. And this office is Nicole's office, and she's currently with a customer. And Nicole's been with me about 7 years. And we have another office here with Cindy. And Cindy's been with me quite a few years.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's been a pleasure to be here
Absolutely.
And meet you and to see your agency.
And thank you for coming. It was a pleasure.
The Macy Agency is located at 759 Dick Road in Cheektowaga. You can connect with Joe at 626-3355 or go online at macyagencyinc.com. Up next, a Western New Yorker rides with the Lone Ranger. Welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. I'm Kim Piazza. Many of us will be headed to the movies this summer, and this year a classic character returns to the screen. Do you remember the Lone Ranger? One of the actors in the film is a Cheektowaga native, William Fichtner. He's had a great, successful career in Hollywood, but never forgets his Western New York roots. He stars as Butch Cavendish, but as John DeShula found out, Fichtner is nothing like the ruthless outlaw he plays on the big screen.
The summer I graduated, back in 1978, I was working at Mulligan's Beach Club out in Sunset Bay and thought about it all summer and decided I'm going to change my life, and got on a bus. My mother took me downtown to the bus station, got on a bus, went to New York, got off at Port Authority, and waited a lot of tables and studied for years. And that really was the beginning Lived in New York for most of my life, more than I lived in Buffalo, actually. And didn't do my first film till I was 36. That's called Hanging in There. I did As the World Turns. I played Josh, the misunderstood farmhand, and did that for a couple of years, and which was great. I mean, as soon as I got on the soap, I wanted to leave the soap. Well, the first time that you get in front of a camera is I don't care who you are, it's pretty nerve-wracking. I was quite sure for the first 6 months I was on As the World Turns that the boom was picking up my heartbeat. But you know what, after 2 years of doing that and pretty much every day being in front of the camera, now I mean, I can be on a set with 300 people and cameras and things flying in and that, and the camera's this far from my face, and I think I find that probably the most peaceful situation in my life. I love that, and I find it very calm, and I've given credit many times to those, couple of years doing the soap, where every day you were in front of the camera. The truth about it is I don't have much of a Hollywood journey. I mean, I have people come out and they're like, come on, man, where's the clubs? Well, not so much anymore. I'm a little older, but, and I tell them, I said, I don't know, you got to ask somebody else. I mean, I live a pretty quiet existence. I have a couple of kids. One's in college, one's a little boy who's 10. And, yeah, to me, the important thing is, I'm not interested so much in recognition. Not that it's not nice, but I'm interested in the work. I want to have more time to work on something before I start shooting it. That's what I care about. I really, each time I think I'm more of a student of acting now than I probably was even when I began. I read the same acting books. I hopefully think deeper thoughts about, character and what to do with it. So, sure, I'm a working class actor. Well, every once in a while I get somebody to go, hey, William Fichtner, love it. And I'm like, great, thank you. They pronounced my name right, everything. That was just perfect. But, I'm in airports, I get a lot of, where'd you go to school? And I'm like, you're 20 years younger than me, not where you went. It's great. It's great to be recognized, especially for individual things. I love when someone says, quotes a line from some obscure movie I worked on, Drowning Mona or something. That's really, probably the biggest pleasure. Or some people will say, hey, what you did in this one movie or this thing really meant a lot to me at a time in my life, and that you get that sometimes, and it's great. It's larger than some countries. It's really big, and it's exciting because Gore Verbinski, who's directing the film, he directed the pirate movies. He set out to make the best Western ever made. I mean, he's not shy about that. He really wants to, and I think he is. It's live action. It's not a big special effects film at all. There's real trains and horses and gunslingers, and I actually can twirl a gun and flip it out of my holster. Pretty cool right now. I had a scene the other day where I had, in one scene, I had 2 guns coming out of the holster, pick 2 different moves. It's you get to do that stuff, but it's really, really, really cool. It's great. Johnny Depp plays Tonto, and Armie Hammer plays the Lone Ranger. I play the lead villain, Butch Cavendish, and except for the 2.5 hours of makeup every day and prosthetic makeup and a bent nose and everything, which is, fun, but, taxing, but it's great. It's great. We get on set and it's 4th of July next summer. It's the big summer movie. I still have 3 of my 4 sisters still live in the area. One of them lives down in the Chautauqua region, and I have a sister that lives in Clarence and Cheektowaga, so I come back. I mean, this is my home. My parents passed away in the last couple of years. I certainly came home a lot more, when they were still here, but it's my hometown. And no matter where you go, though, I got to tell you, like every year when the Sabres make the West Coast swing, which seems to be every other year, you go to the Staples Center and watch them play. Or when I went to see the Bills play the Chargers last year, took my little boy down to see the Bills play the Chargers. You would be shocked at how many people in Southern California, how many Sabres jerseys, how many Bills jerseys. It's impressive. We got a fan base that spreads out from this region here that is true blue, and it's really good. I wrote a little film that I hope to shoot in Cortland, New York in the next year. It was written for that small town, but I think of stories all the time, and I'm at a place in my life right now where I want to I want to do more of the things that I want to do. I want to tell stories now. I love acting in stories and telling other people's stories. I want to tell things that are exciting to me and important to me. I have things. I have a true story that I remember when I was a kid that took place in Western New York. And someday I'd like to make that story. And it's here. I can't imagine anything more exciting than being here and shooting a movie. And I hope in that movie I should write in a lot of rain days, just in case, you know? Just saying. I tell you what I share with people that come from this area, and people that come from this area always get this when I say this. You know, in the summertime or the spring or the fall, there comes that day when the air is clear and you're driving down a road here in Buffalo and the sun is shining and it's nice. And I don't know if it's because the rest of the days we go through that are difficult at times, but when you got a crystal clear blue sky day and the wind is blowing here in Buffalo, I just don't think there's any place prettier. Yeah.
The Lone Ranger is open in theaters everywhere and is sure to be a blockbuster hit. I'm Kim Piazza. Thanks for joining us on What's the Buzz in Western New York here on WBBZ TV, your hometown television station.